Well, I do want to say that after all I've been through yesterday, and with this being the third video of this series, I kind of already slept through the night and kind of come on again just to kind of show a few little extra steps to carving this fox. And do want to kind of mention that there was quite some work involved in all I was doing, and I think at this time around I've probably mislaid a gouge around here that I'm going to need for one of the steps we're going to go over in a little bit. And I will say that, of course, seems to be a better day today, and I think that things are just always getting mislaid around. Might have to stop. Well, anyway, I found out it was in this pan here. That's what I had forgotten. So there's a little step we're going to take here in carving the fox, and you see how I drew the line on the front and back for the separation of its ears. We're going to carve along that with the gouge, make the little V cut in there. There's another little V cut that we make here along the back of the ears as well that creates the separation between them. And so we've kind of got little bits of work here to do, and tackling this is just going to be a piece of work, but we can handle it just fine, and hopefully we won't get too far ahead and take the little V cut further than it's supposed to go. And so that's how we got the little work here. I show you all now where I got these little V cuts made. There's a place along here where with one I've already kind of done the part around the nose and the face, but probably before I stopped the video last night forgot to tackle that with the other one. So we've kind of got a little work to do to try to make it so we're going to do this kind of thing and sort of make the lines, and as we go about it, sort of make it so it's going to look a little bit more like a foxy face. And I say that this little bit of work is just taking its way to us and making such better people out of us, I say. We probably went a little too far on one of these, but we're going to manage it well. We're going to take it up to the same step on the other. Probably do a little too much here, but manage that well. And so try to do a little work into this, make it so it's going to come out like a fox is supposed to be, and see when we do it, try to move some excess away from the fronts of the ears, make it so they come out a little better. And so it's going to make it so we see the way it's supposed to turn out, the way it's supposed to be. And so as for a little work we've got now, we're designing things for the better, and see Got a lot of little saw marks in here. We just gotta move them away. And so, taking this thing to the next little level, it's going to be one little piece of work that's going to guide you to you and me. I think I'm going to remove the saw marks here along the front of the face, as I've already done with the other one. Try to make it so it's going to be the way it should be. Try to get rid of those extra lines. So that's how we got something to come out here. And so I say we're going to try to carve in between here, try to make the ears a little bit more pointed, the way a fox's ears ought to be. This wouldn't be a necessary step, but we just sort of decided to take it, as it might even just make it so the ears come out with better points on them, and to show us all a little bit of love and grace for who we are, what we need to do, what we need to be. So that's how we come up with these two ears. It almost kind of makes it look like a bat-eared fox there. That's a type of fox that lives in Africa in the jungles out there. So we know that some little work is going to manage us well, and so we've kind of got to keep the thumb guard on. Probably did a little bit too much on one side of an ear here, so we're going to even that off. Probably make it so that the ears look better pointed than they otherwise would. And so we're going to come down to this fox the way it's looking like, and now we finally got the ears like this too. I think I might take a little bit more off to make them look a little better pointed. Maybe not, didn't turn out exactly the way a fox's ears ought to, but it's going to be the best it can be for the work we do. Sometimes give things a little bit our best and make them so they'll brighten the lives of you and me, and see a lot of great things in the work when it all comes out and along this way. I say that it's like what Jesus said to the teacher of the law: foxes have holes and birds have nests. The Son of Man has nowhere to lay his head. So that's how we're coming along here, and what I want to show is finally I seem to have gotten the ears about the same on each piece. Now we're going to try to do another thing. We're going to try to remove the saw marks from the back. And you know, there's been stories about foxes in the Bible. There was a story about how Samson attached a bunch of torches to the fox's tails and sent the fox running through the field, and had the foxes burn up the field with the torches attached to their tails. So we know there's probably many things where things get mentioned here and there in scripture and everywhere else. I say that There's been places I've been where I've seen foxes as game and game farms. We finally got the back so it looks like it needs to be. Now it's time to do the same work on the back of the head and try to make it so it's gonna try to loosen up and take care of little things for us. We're gonna take care of these ears here, try to put the lines along the backs of them, and we're going to get done with all this, and finally we get to see all the good points that come out of this work. And we see a little extra work being done here, and so we finally got the 2 sets of ears. I say it's just a little work for us. Oh, the work is just lined up. Oh, the work is just lined up. I say, little foxies take their selves to the graves. Oh, wow, a lot of work. There's little other steps we might need to take along the way as well, but I'd say we got some saw marks here on the side of the cherry one. Let's get rid of those. Because we got little saw marks on this other side too, but actually that's just the bare minimum of the wood, so little work comes this way, and I say that kind of little work shall brighten our days and brighten our ways a little bit. I say that the little work is gonna brighten you and me for a long way. And so we've just gotten the little place on here where we've come down to it. I'd say probably do a little bit extra work on the nose here. Try to get it so it's really flat on the corners, and so that's the work we've taken care of here today and gotten it all to where we shall need it all to be. And so this is just the kind of work we see in what we do. So as for this, there's probably some places underneath we're going to have to sand, but that'll be okay because at least the carving part, for all I can see now, is done. So again, I want to say that I want to thank you all for watching. Be safe. Take care.